Hello everyone, my name's Deshaun. Welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. I'm sorry about the glare in the background. I can't really get rid of it. Can't really screw with this crap back here. So, doing the best I can. But I am here to talk about a new show that's been coming on, and I should have talked about it a long time ago because now it's like 6 episodes in. But I'm not gonna give any spoilers to this show. I'm just gonna give you a generalization of the story of the show. It's based on a comic book, so it sticks inside that Comic Game Movie Show thing that I'm really good in. Well, it sticks in the Comic Game Movie Show, sticks in the comic department. It's called Preacher. It comes on AMC, and it usually comes on AMC at on 9 o'clock on Sunday nights. But it's an very interesting show. Now, it's based on a comic book that was written a long time ago. Not long ago, in like the 90s. It's based on a 90s comic book, and it's a very dark book. From what I've read, I bought the first issue, and it's a very dark book. I mean, it's even darker in the book than it is in the show, believe it or not. And this show gets pretty dark. First of all, it's about a preacher named Jesse Custer. Now, Jesse and his girlfriend Tulip were criminals. They did some bad shit. Well, they don't go into specifics of what kind of bad shit they did, but they did some bad shit. And something went wrong. Something went wrong that made Jesse come back and be a preacher. His father was a preacher, and his father actually died. And the last words his father said to him was, "Be one of the good guys." He interpreted, "Be one of the good guys," and pretty much told him that you should be a preacher. Of course, Jesse didn't do that. He went off in a life of crime, and then when that went wrong, he felt all pitiful and went back to church. That sounds like 90% of the people go to churches when they go to church when shit is going bad. But that's besides the point. That's what he did. Shit went wrong, and he was like, okay, I'm going to go fulfill this promise I made to my father. I'm going to become a preacher. And this town, this shitty town, I kid you not, this town is shitty. And it's not shitty in the sense of, oh, it's a disgusting town or ugly people. No, it's shitty in the way that people act. Like, it is such a dark town. There's so much things going on in this town that just make you, while you're in the course watching this show, like I said, there's 6 episodes out. Now, don't skip ahead. You want to watch them through, but while you're in the course of watching this show, you realize, like, holy crap, this town is really screwed up. And Jesse's even more screwed up because he's a preacher who doesn't even believe in God. Well, it's not that he doesn't believe in God, it's that he's seen so much in his life. He's like, how can I believe in God? Do all the crap I've seen. But if that's not it, but add in craziness to it, which even makes it even more crazy, there's a thing out there. No one knows what it is. No one knows where it came from. That jumps into Jesse, that gives him the ability to make people do whatever he wants. His will is his command. And it gives him this really dark Wespy voice when he uses the power, and he can make people do whatever he wants. This might be a spoiler, but the first thing he does is some guy keeps pestering him because he's the preacher of the town. So, and all these people have all these sins, and they're trying to talk to him and tell him. And this guy keeps pestering him, and he just goes about some guy keeps pestering him about his mother and how his mother treats him bad. And he's just like, I don't know what to do about my mom. My mom's kind of being mean to me. I don't know what to do. I'm just being a little bitch about it. Jesse goes, be honest with her. Tell her what's on your mind. Open your heart. So, Jesse not knowing, me not even knowing, there's so many times, and this is why I'm liking this show, there's so many episodes that just catch you off guard what happens. But anyways, that first episode, second maybe probably, well anyways, the guy goes to his mom, tells her what's on his mind, his mom's like, well, I'm sorry son, I didn't know about that, and he's like, thank you, now it's time for me to open my heart to you, and he rips his own heart out, and hands it to her, then dies. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I thought that was going to happen, but I didn't know that was going to happen. I was like, whoa, that caught me off guard. And there's stuff like that happens in the show. Also, James Earl Haley, the guy who played Rorschach and Freddy Krueger, is in this movie playing this very, very creepy guy. I can't remember his name, but he's playing this very creepy guy. And he owns, the mill, and he owns the meat packing plantation and, a bunch of the properties in the town. And, he is crooked as hell. But the mayor of the town, who's this really squirrely guy who really is just a little pussy, but he's the mayor, so it's whatever. The mayor of the town knows he's doing bad stuff, but he can't do nothing to him because all the income comes through him. So he's like, this dude's just pretty much running the town, and he doesn't give a rat's ass about anything. He's just brutal, which makes sense. Makes sense. They got the guy who played Rorschach to play this, but he does a great job at it. And then also they got the guy who played Tony Stark's dad, Dominic Cooper. Yeah, Dominic Cooper, to play the preacher, and I love that actor. Dominic Cooper, I love him in everything that he's in. I even loved him in Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I loved him in that. I loved him in, as Tony Stark's father. I love him in everything I see him in. That guy is cool. It breathes coolness, and he plays a great job as the preacher. Then there's also his vampire named Cassidy. And you really don't know he's a vampire, but he has one of the most awesome scenes. Just look at the first episode. He has one of the most awesome scenes. Awesome scenes in the beginning. Awesome scenes on this plane. And vampires in this world, in the world of Preacher, are different than vampires in other. Like, now, the only thing that's the same is that if you get stabbed in the heart, they'll die. That's it. And sunlight will burn them, but they can be in sunlight. Like, Cassidy can get in sunlight. He just has to be covered with. He can be covered up and walk in the sunlight. Like, he doesn't have to be, like, because, some vampire movies, they just go out in the sunlight, period. Like, they can be wearing anything, they just burn. But this is like, oh, no, he could be wearing, like, a bunch of clothing, and he could just walk out in sunlight. And he's not hungry for blood. Blood's not a need for them, apparently. Well, not a need for them immediately. He doesn't have fangs or none of that. He doesn't have fangs. He doesn't have a hunger for blood. He's just, only thing he is he's super strong, super fast, and he only drinks blood to heal in this world, which is interesting. I like this new interesting thing on vampires. Then there's Jesse, and then there's Jesse's girlfriend, Tulip, who is batshit crazy, but enjoyable to watch. She is a hard-nosed, no-nonsensical, she'll punch you in the mouth if you say something to her kind of girl. And I love her. She is interesting from the moment you see her on the screen. I mean, the moment you see her, she's in a fight with some guy over coordinates to find something, and it's a badass scene. Like, just watch the first episode of Preacher and tell me if you're not into it. But, like, I'm pretty much describing the first episode. Like, so Preacher, you need to please check it out. I'm probably gonna just wait till, like, since I haven't been, I'm probably gonna wait till the season ends before I give you, like, a full, like, spoilery review of Preacher. But if this sounds like your kind of cup of tea of a show, then check it out. Like I said, this is a very, very dark show. I mean, like, it's not very dark. There's some very funny moments in the show. It's one of those, what's the word? Dark humor. And I love dark humor. And it is a very dark humor show. There are so many lines and so many things that happen that just make you laugh. And you're like, I shouldn't be laughing at that. Like, there's one spoiler alert scene where if you don't want to hear this, then cut it away now. See you later. There's one scene where, like, these guys are being real dicks, and Jesse tells them, he's just like, look, I'm a preacher. I'm not supposed to hurt people. I'm not supposed to do anything. But if you lay your hands on that boy again, I will make you make a noise. And, like, the guys are like, what are you talking about making a noise? He's like, kind of sounds like a squealing dog in car. It's like he tells him something. He tells him what it sounds like. And the guy, then get in a fight, he beats the hell out of him, and then he goes, want to hear that noise? He cracks that guy's arm. You can kind of see the bone pointing out, and the guy's like, ah! He's making this weird noise, and Jesse's like, told you. And that was so funny. But yeah, like I said, this show is very interesting. It's very heavy, and I mean, it is some really fucked up shit in this show. But it's a very enjoyable show, and I can't wait to see more of it. It's only on episode 6, so if you hurry up right now, you can catch up to it. Or if you're like me, which I've been watching along the whole time, so I'm going to watch it. But like I said, next time I'm going to talk about this show is probably going to be after I've seen the entire season, so I can go into more in-depth into it, because I don't want to give away anything, because it's not over yet. Pretty sure it's going to have like 4 or 5 more episodes. So thank you for joining me on the Comic Game Movie Show. Please like and subscribe. Have you heard of Preacher? What do you think? What's your favorite episode so far? Have you seen it? Have you ever read the comics? Please like and subscribe below, and thank you for joining me.